Welcome to the EMT Spot's Blood Pressure Podcast. I'm Samuel Harrison,
And I'm Olivia Harper.
and we are ready for another deep dive.
Absolutely. This time, we're tackling a question that might raise a few eyebrows.
Does listening to heavy metal make your blood pressure spike?
Or could it actually maybe help lower it?
It's a bit of a head scratcher, right?
Yeah.
You'd think all that head banging and intense energy would send your blood pressure through the roof.
But you would, wouldn't you? But some research suggests things might not be so simple.
Oh, really? So what have you found?
Well, there's this study from the Vera Clinic.
Okay.
They had people listen to different types of music while monitoring their blood pressure.
Interesting. And what happened with heavy metal?
Get this. 89% of the participants saw their blood pressure go down while listening to heavy metal.
89%. Wow, that's a pretty big number.
It is. It really makes you think twice about those stereotypes of heavy metal being all aggressive and, well, stressful.
It does. So was this unique to heavy metal? Or did other genres have a similar effect?
Well, they tested 80s pop music, too, and that actually had the highest success rate. 96% of people saw a decrease in blood pressure while listening to it.
So both heavy metal and 80s pop music had a calming effect.
Exactly. And this isn't just one isolated study either.
Oh, there's more.
Yep. Researchers in Germany found similar results. They even compared the calming effect of heavy metal to, get this, Bach.
Heavy metal and Bach in the same sentence when talking about relaxation. It's kind of mind-blowing.
It is, isn't it? It really makes you wonder if we've pigeonholed certain genres unfairly.
We might have.
Yeah.
So what could explain this link between heavy metal and lower blood pressure?
One theory comes from Dr. Omer Avlanmis, who led that Vera Clinic study.
What's his take?
He suggests that listening to angry music like heavy metal could help people process their emotions.
Interesting. So it's almost like a release.
Right. And when you release those pent-up feelings, it can lead to a sense of well-being.
I see. So less stress, lower blood pressure.
Exactly. It's like that feeling you get after a good cry.
Yeah, like a weight has been lifted.
That's the idea. Of course, we can't forget personal preference plays a big role.
For sure. What one person finds soothing, another might find jarring.
Absolutely. And in fact, a Vera Clinic study did find that about 11% of people saw their blood pressure go up while listening to heavy metal.
Right. So individual responses can definitely vary.
For sure. But still, it's pretty remarkable that something often seen as aggressive could actually be calming for a good chunk of people.
Yeah. Makes you wonder what other assumptions we might have about music that need to be, well, challenged.
It does open up a whole new avenue of exploration. There's this psychologist, Nick Perham. He's done some work suggesting that heavy metal fans, or metal heads as they're often called, might actually have better emotional processing skills because of the intense music they listen to.
Interesting. That seems to align with what we've been talking about, that maybe this intense music helps process those emotions more effectively.
Right. And then there was that study in Australia that found death metal wasn't any more likely to inspire violence than Happy by Pharrell Williams.
Oh, I remember that one.
It just goes to show that stereotypes about certain genres don't always hold up.
Totally. It seems like we might have been misjudging heavy metal this whole time.
Maybe just a little.
But hold on, before we get too carried away singing heavy metal's praises, there was also that UK study.
Oh, yeah. That one about driving.
Right, it highlighted a potential downside.
Yep. That study found that heavy metal, along with classical music, could actually be pretty distracting while driving.
Because of the complexity.
Exactly. All those dynamic shifts in tempo and volume can apparently pull your attention away from the road.
Okay, good reminder that even music we enjoy can have unintended consequences depending on the situation. So, where does all this leave us? Is heavy metal good for our blood pressure or not?
Well, I think it's safe to say there's no easy answer.
Yeah, no magic bullet here.
Right. Those studies show a potential link between heavy metal and lower blood pressure for a lot of people.
But not everyone.
Exactly. We can't ignore those individual differences.
It's like with food. What works for one person might not work for another. But still, I'm stuck on the fact that something seen as aggressive, like heavy metal, could actually be calming.
It really challenges our expectations, doesn't it?
It does. And it's not just about heavy metal, right?
No, it's about music's power to influence us physically.
We've all felt that, how music can change your mood or energy. And now we're seeing how it can affect something as basic as blood pressure.
It's incredible, isn't it?
It is. So if we can't say for sure that heavy metal lowers blood pressure for everyone, what do our listeners do?
Well, we can't just tell everyone to go blast Metallica to manage their blood pressure.
Right. That's probably not the best medical advice.
No. I think the key is to listen to your body.
Self-awareness.
Exactly. If heavy metal helps you unwind and de-stress, fantastic.
But if you get your heart racing,
Maybe not the best choice for relaxation then.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Back to those studies about heavy metal helping process emotions.
Yeah.
Do you think there could be other benefits we haven't talked about?
Well, there's a lot more research to be done, but I do wonder about potential cognitive benefits.
Oh, interesting. Like what?
Well, if heavy metal helps regulate emotions, maybe it could also help with focus or concentration for some people.
That's pretty counterintuitive. Most people think of heavy metal as noise and chaos.
I know, right? But it just shows we need to look beyond those stereotypes and really explore how different music affects our brains.
It seems like we're just scratching the surface.
We are. There's so much more to learn.
This deep dive into heavy metal and blood pressure is just the beginning.
Absolutely. Music is so much more than just entertainment.
Right. It can shape our emotions, our bodies, even how we think.
It makes you wonder what other connections we haven't figured out yet.
What other surprising benefits of music are still out there?
It's exciting to think about.
It is. But before we get too carried away with the future of music research, let's bring it back to our listeners.
Okay. What's the key message?
What should people take away from all this?
I think the most important takeaway is this. Our relationship with music is personal and powerful.
Okay, I like that.
We need to be open to challenging what we think we know about different genres and really explore how music affects us as individuals.
You might discover something new.
Exactly. You might find a whole new way to help your well-being through music.
I love that. Well, on that note, thank you so much for joining me on this, well, headbanging journey today, Olivia.
The pleasure was all mine, Samuel. Always happy to dive into the unexpected.
And to all our incredible listeners, thank you for tuning in to the TheEMTSpot's Blood Pressure Podcast. I'm Samuel Harrison.
And I'm Olivia Harper.
We hope you enjoyed this exploration of heavy metal and its surprising effects on blood pressure.
If you did, please subscribe, like, comment, and share this episode with your fellow music lovers.
And as you go about your day, remember, keep listening, keep exploring, and keep those tunes cranked up.
You never know what hidden benefits you might find.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? That something we enjoy so much, like music, can actually have such a big impact on our health.
It does. And honestly, I feel a little less guilty about cranking up my favorite metal albums now.
Me too.
Yeah.
But it goes beyond just heavy metal, right?
Right.
It makes you wonder what other everyday things might have hidden connections to our well-being.
Like, if music can affect blood pressure, what else is it capable of?
Exactly. It's a good reminder to stay curious.
Absolutely. We make so many assumptions based on, what we think we know.
And then we miss out on all these possibilities.
Exactly.
So before we wrap things up, any final thoughts you want to leave our listeners with, Olivia? Anything for those who might be ready to, explore heavy metal or other kinds of music?
What's this? Pay attention to how music makes you feel. Don't be afraid to try different things, even genres you might have written off before.
I like that.
And most importantly, listen to your body. If a certain type of music helps you relax, focus, whatever it might be.
Embrace it.
Exactly. Music's a powerful tool. It's up to us to figure out how to use it.
Well said. Thanks again for all your insights today, Olivia. This was great.
My pleasure, Samuel. Always fun to talk about the power of music.
And to all our amazing listeners, thanks for joining us on the TheEMTSpot's Blood Pressure Podcast. I'm Samuel Harrison.
And I'm Olivia Harper.
We hope this deep dive into the surprising link between heavy metal and blood pressure has inspired you to listen to music with fresh ears. Be open to new things.
And if you liked what you heard today, please subscribe, like, comment, and share this with your music-loving friends.
And until next time, keep listening, keep exploring, and keep those tunes cranked up.